Good day everyone, Jerry here from Yossi Nutrition. Okay, so I'm making this video, although I did speak about it in one or two videos already. It's about eating and diets and nutrition. So let me start off with my philosophy on how I experience how the body works, and that's why I'm getting the results that I'm getting. Okay, so to start off, the body, although the body is, as we know it now, you got your protein, your muscle, you got your fats. Okay, there's plenty of those, but your organs are protein. You got your hormones, your brain. There's a few things that's fat soluble, and then you got your basically your bone structure that's calcium based, and basically your collagen. It's also a type of calcium. So that is just structures and basically tools, what it's made of. Okay, but to eat protein to repair organs is not going to happen, and there's not enough nutrition in the proteins, your beef, your meats. There's not strong enough proteins in your vegetables to properly repair the body. There's not enough nutrition in just an egg. And so it carries on, and there's not enough nutrition in your fats. There is, and there's good nutrition in it, but it's not enough for the body to make plan with all those fat things. Doesn't matter if you're talking about healthy butter, there's not enough nutrition in it. So eventually you guys will have things like fatty livers. If you look at the keto things, all the so-called problems they get, is all based because of too many fats, and there's not enough. Okay, I'll get to that part just now. And the same with your calcium structure. You actually need. There is a few carbs that they will claim as calories in, calories out is too high and things like that, but you actually need it. But yes, if you don't approach things right, biologically you're going to gain weight. But I'm talking about not processed carbs. Okay, I'm talking about proper healthy carbs. Well, there's no carb that is healthy for you unless you need to do certain things. This protein is not healthy for you unless you do certain things, and the same with the fats. It's not healthy for you unless you do certain things. So now, to control the body, to get it to operate and do things that you want it to do, if you want organs repaired, if you want fat soluble things to be repaired, and etc. Look, a bone thing is a bit of a problem. If there's a part missing, then it's missing. It's like an engine block. If there's a hole in it, there's a hole in it. You cannot really fix that. Well, you can weld it up again. I guess that's why you get some surgeries that can make up for it. But my point is, it's a difficult thing to repair, especially in a human body. But soft tissue things like your protein and your fats thing is not too much of a problem to repair. Even your collagen is not a problem to repair. So how do we get to that? I'll answer now. The other thing is, when you follow diets that's very protein based or very fat based, look, they do add some, especially the keto ones, they do add some sort of vegetables or salads, things like that. But it's way not enough. Okay, it's not even maybe enough. Okay, Now, this is one of my philosophies, is your nutrition coming actually from your vegetables, your spices, your herbs, but mostly vegetables, actually need to overpower your meal that you are eating now. Okay, pure logic, that's difficult. It is what it is, it's difficult, okay. So you don't really need that much protein. It depends on what is it that you need to repair. If you're a bodybuilder and you shred your muscles to pieces and you needed to fill the gap and build it up again, pure logic, you're going to have to get a little bit more protein. But I can tell you now, I would go on a max of, really, that's like really pushing the limits. No, that's actually a bit, 200 grams, but it's actually a bit too much. Maybe 100, between 100 and 200, yes, okay. But at least times 2. Yes, and that's really a minimum. That's you running on the, like on the minimum margin. Can be your vegetables, high fiber vegetables that actually needs to work with the protein. My philosophy is that your nutrition, when everything is in a liquid form, so when you eat and chew, you need to chew properly, so the finer the better. And when everything is in a liquid form in your intestines here, the long one, then the nutrition bonds with what is needed to be repaired in the body. Okay, so if there is an organ protein based thing that needs to be repaired, it bonds with that. If fat soluble, the right nutrition will bond with that. It needs to happen like that, otherwise the body is not going to uptake it for health reasons. If it uptakes especially your fat soluble things or the amino acids, proteins, then especially if you take too much of your proteins, you can start getting gout, arthritis problems, those acids that cannot be used in the body because there's not enough nutrition in it. Okay, so that is why also I've designed the Maximmune. It is vegetables, so rather overpower your meal with nutrition, and the body can do use the proteins and the fats and the carbs that you've eaten. Because of all the nutrition, it can use it. And if there's no use for it anymore, it might stay there, or it might stay in the bloodstream until the body can use it, but it is usable. Not too much insulin will be drawn, well, unless you add processed stuff like your sugars and things like that. But otherwise you are pretty much on the right track if you eat like that. But it is difficult for the vegetables. For some people it's like totally impossible. That's why I had to design the Maximmune for you guys to use to make up for the protein, for the vegetable lackage that there might be in the meal. So you'll take 2 with that meal and you sort it out. And then the body can repair, and it can fight viruses, bacteria, and all kind of things like that. So if you do all those diets and things, pure logic, you will lose weight. And but if you actually know and understand what is happening in the body, and not just the mindset, I'm going to lose weight, that's it, that's all I care about, you're going to eventually hit a wall, because the body, the organs will be in such a bad condition that the body will even decide for you, because you cannot make the right choice in life, that this stupidity needs to end now. I will not lose a single weight anymore. And in actual fact, no matter what you eat, I'm going to use it to store it as fat, and then eventually use that to survive it's still not going to repair, but it's going to use it to survive. That's what it's going to use it for. Um, if the immune system can get up a little bit, then the mitochondrial cell etc. can then convert or regenerate the broken cells. But that's if the immune system can get up, because your immune system will be pretty low, especially if you do these diets. So there is no healthy diet. I don't care who says what. No protein-based diet, no fat-based diet, no vegetarian-based diet. There is no healthy diet. There is a base formula that the body needs. And it's like I've explained now. This has got nothing to do with blood type, belief type, culture type, flippin' whatever type, alien type. It's got nothing to do with that. This is the base formula on how a body operates and how a body needs to repair. All cars needs oil, all cars needs fuel, most cars, all cars basically, except Porsche I think, needs water to cool it down. That's base formula things. This is a base formula. It is what it is, and if you don't like it like that, you don't want to follow other advice, I'll speak to you again in the future. Okay, when you ask me for help. Okay, been doing this for 26 years, I know what I'm talking about. So that's why those diets don't work. You need to reason health, and when the body is operating healthy, then if you want to lose weight, there's certain things that you can, there is certain nutritions that you can use, or there is a health method of eating that can cause the body to start making use of its own fat for energy, and especially if you don't take enough fat foods in, but you still do it healthy and your nutrition overpowers, then the body needs that fat. But if you're not going to take it in, it's going to take it from its resources. And anyway, that I've experienced with my health method of eating. So yeah, and that is what it is. Okay, the thing is, nutrition, like I said, needs to overpower the meal. It needs to overpower the body if you want it to control you and help you. That's why I've designed my products the way I've designed it. So health will, and this is a proper health. This is not just a vitamin C or just a vitamin D or zinc or nonsense like that. Now, I don't separate nutrition to start off in any way. What belongs together, need to work together, will be together, and some extras also. So there's a reason it actually needs to be together. So that's the way I've designed my things. That's the way I've designed my eating method. And that's why I'm healthy, and everybody that follows my eating plan are healthy. And those that want to lose weight, they lose their weight. Some of them, yeah, biologic, I need to get them healthy first. Especially if they're insulin resistant, I need to break that. And there is only one way to break insulin resistance. That is with intermittent fasting and nutrition. That's the right way, and that's the way that will last. You can starve yourself for 3 days or a few days. That's actually stupid, because you're busy damaging your organs also. You're getting hungry and it needs to repair. The only thing, yes, insulin resistance will break biologic, okay, but now the fat gets released and, oh, I'm losing weight like crazy and I'm doing this intermittent fasting. I see these now so-called intermittent fastings where they eat, let's say, 1 meal a day, and the rest they don't eat, but they don't do the meal right. There's not enough nutrition, so they basically starve themselves and force their body to get used to the idea, and then they lose weight like crazy. Oh, it's biologic, it will happen, really, because what you eat is of no use for the body, and then it actually needs, then you, sorry for the word, shit it out, and then the body will go over to its resources, to survive. And yeah, you lose weight, and for the whole time that you don't eat, and because of the food that you eat that's actually not proper nutrition, then the body goes over to its resources, and in that period of time, you almost like reset the body, the mind of the body, and the insulin resistance will break. Fine, now your insulin resistance is broken, but your organs don't get repaired because you don't eat right, okay? Because there's not enough nutrition in it to bond to the proteins and the fat and the carbs that you've eaten for the body to be able to repair. So, and when you've done that, you stop your intermittent fasting and you carry back to you your normal life, which you think is normal, then the body just like go back to square one and say, the hell with this nonsense. I'll store everything in the fat cells. Thank you very much for wasting my time. That's all it's going to tell you. So you're just messing around. That's all you do. You're messing around with your health, following bad advice. That's all you guys are doing. And I've tried to help so many people, thousands of people I've tried to help. Now we know what we're doing. Now we know. You don't know nothing. We know. Then most of them are younger than me. Funny enough, the people that's older than me, well, some of them, they actually do understand and they follow advice and they do pretty well. Believe it or not, I've got doctors that actually do understand what I'm saying and they follow that advice and they're doing pretty well. But for you to follow my advice, yes, will make you healthy and your medical bill will, well, like mine, drop to zero. So who's going to be angry? The medical company, because they're not making money anymore. Okay. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a better thing to say about that. But yeah, so that's why there's no diet working, and that's why the answer is you need proper nutrition. Okay, if you don't have that, biologically you're not going to get to that. That's why I've made the Maximune, and that's why you get that. You use that every bloody day of your life for the rest of your life because you don't want to eat your vegetables. Okay. But rather play it safe than sorry. So, I mean, I've designed it and I'm using it. So if I design something and I don't even use it, then I can say I'll question my theories. Okay, but whatever product I design, okay, look, I don't want to lose weight, but I've tested it and flipping hell, it works. But it's all health based, and the Maximune I use. There's a max testosterone that I've just designed for people that want to gain weight, but mostly muscle weight. So if you're going to exercise, you're going to get hungry and you're going to build and you're going to eat. There you can still use the Maximune and you actually can go mental. Go pastas with your meats, your chips and your proteins. Go, do that, okay. But at least you are taking your Maximune, and max testosterone will also take that, and you will gain some weight. It will take some of it, and it will store it in fat cells, especially around the areas where you've exercised. So you will bulk, basically. But that will also later be then used as energy for the muscles to feed them. It's just energy. It's not building things. You cannot become fat and now I'm going to gym and I'm going to use all that and it's going to become muscle. No, hell, it doesn't work that way. Okay, fat doesn't build muscle. Okay, protein builds muscle, but it uses protein where it bonds to build the muscle, not fat. That doesn't work. Okay. And same with all organ repairs, brain repairs, hormone repairs, nutrition, fat soluble things. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So if you do things like that, yes, you will lose weight. Yes, you will become healthy. Then you will lose weight. Don't focus on your weight to lose. Focus on your centimeter score. What is it that you want to do? You want to shrink the fat cells. Okay, you don't want to shrink your organs. Dumb idea. Okay, so focus on your centimeters, your clothing sizes. That must shrink. It must become smaller, smaller, smaller. Eventually, you will see your weight going down because fat is not heavy; it's light. Okay, so that's a right mentality to have. Okay, great. Hope I've answered a few questions.